Hey everybody, it's Mark Klose from KHITS 96. We're back with our buddy Mike. There you go, brother.
Good to see you.
From Weber Chevrolet, and today we're going to talk about filters, and Mike's going to show us what it's all about.
Easy stuff, Mark. What we're talking about is everybody's looking for fuel mileage, everybody's looking for efficiency, and the most kind of overlooked device on the car is the air filter. I've got lights that come on for low oil, low coolant, but I don't really have a sensor that turns on for air filters. That's why I'm so proud of these guys over here. This week they've got me some really good examples of cars that came in with relatively low miles, and the air filters are just disasters. Located most times on the left or right side of the car. I've got a big old box. In the old days I used to have chrome, big old air cleaners, and you take a little wing nut out. Those days are gone.
Right.
I've got to have it back over here remotely because it controls a lot of things. So when they come in, as you can see, this one had about 18,000 miles in normal use. One of the things that it does is indeed that is trap big old particulates and stuff that comes off the road that we can't, avoid. And it starts to clog up. When it clogs up, I always tell folks it's like drinking a milkshake and that little cherry gets caught in the end. It starts to draw.
Right.
The engine kind of labors. It has to really get really bad before a check engine light comes on. If you can catch it beforehand, like I say, these talented guys have to use the tools and the technology to get in there and see that, but you can physically see it. They come in various sizes and shapes, a lot of surface area to try to catch this junk, but if it's doing its job, you can just see the amount of junk just
between them.
It's like a vacuum cleaner at home, but we don't clean them, we just take them out and throw them away. Oil filters are one of the things folks kind of like to see. Years ago we had the old spin-on ones, still have them in a lot of times, but I always suggest on the newer cars with our smaller cars not to do that because they're now located partially in the motor. The one thing that you see is the size. A lot of folks say, I thought it was bigger than that, because oil has to be pressurized to go through the motor. It takes a lot of horsepower to turn that oil pressure. So what they've done is they've changed the logic on that and reduced the size of the pump, ergo we reduce the size of the filter.
Wow. That's
why this guy has to be thrown away. You don't take them out and clean them. You don't do that. I've just cut one apart to show you kind of what's inside there and the junk that it catches. Fresh filter just for example, but again, it's kind of buried in the motor. Takes some specialized tools and some specialized times, it goes all over creation. So I strongly suggest not trying to do this one in the driveway. Give my guys their due. They get very good at it.
Yep.
We can get you in and out quick and fast. Most overlooked filter on most of my new cars nowadays is just like the furnace filter at home. On your air conditioner, I have a HEPA filter that's inside the cabin now. When this starts to clog up, the air conditioner becomes a little less effective. When it gets clogged up, it's most overlooked filter. Noises associated with the air conditioner not doing good. HEPA filter is the first thing we check. So that's our big main three filters. That's what we're here to do. Got some really good guys that get really sharp at this kind of stuff and make life easy for you, so it's kind of seamless.
Right, and again, mileage really plays a big part on this. You can get a great new car, like the Chevys and the Cruise, it gets like up to 42 miles per gallon.
Oh, yeah.
But if you don't have the clean filters, it's really going to affect the mileage.
I can negate that down. Yeah, I can lose 2 or 3 miles per gallon easily with something like that. And she continues to run good, but just not quite the same.
Right.
But because we start it up every day, you get to see that day-to-day degradation of the filter, and then one day you're going, hey, Scotty, it's not running real good. That's the first thing to look for.
Good. Thanks, Mike. We're here at Weber Chevrolet. Don't forget the filters.
We've been telling you about maintenance, how important it is. This is way cool on your smartphone. You have an app, and you can line up an appointment to get that oil change, make sure the wipers are working wherever you go. It's an app. You can find it right on your smartphone. Hooks you right into Weber Chevrolet.